Hi guys, let's try to understand in today's video what is an airfoil. So before understanding the significance of airfoil in the generation of the lift, so let's just try to understand the basics of the airfoil. So airfoil is basically a part of an airplane that is designed to produce the lift. So the airplane parts specifically that are designed to produce lift are the wing and the tail surfaces. And so the airfoil is an cross-sectional shape obtained by the intersection of the wing with the perpendicular plane is what is referred to as an airfoil. An airfoil is a shape of a wing or blade of a propeller, rotor, or the turbine blade, which is cross sections. An aircraft wings, horizontal and vertical stabilizers are built with airfoil shaped cross sections. And the following terms are essential in determining the shape of a typical airfoil. So it consists of an upper surface and a lower surface, and a most important feature of an airfoil is the mean camber line, which is the locus of points halfway between the upper and the lower surfaces as measured perpendicular to the mean camber itself. And the most forward point of the mean camber line is referred to as an leading edge. The leading edge of an airfoil is the portion that meets the air first. The shape of the leading edge depends upon the function of the airfoil. For example, if the airfoil is designed to operate at high speeds, its leading edge will be very sharp. And if the airfoil is designed to produce a greater amount of lift at a relatively low rate of speed, then the leading edge will be thick, and this is what is the significance of the leading edge. And the most rearward part of the mean camber line is referred to as a trailing edge. The trailing edge is the portion at which the airflow over the upper surface joins the airflow over the lower surface. The design of this portion of the airfoil is just as important as the design of the leading edge. This is because the air flowing over the upper and lower surfaces of the airfoil must be directed to meet with as little turbulence as possible, regardless of the position of the airfoil in the air. And we can see a straight line which is connecting the leading edge and the trailing edge, and that is what is referred to as a chord line. And the distance from the leading edge to the trailing edge measured along the chord line is what is referred to as the chord. So this chord of an airfoil is an imaginary straight line which is drawn through the airfoil from its leading edge to its trailing edge. We might think of this chord line as a starting point for drawing or designing an airfoil in the cross section. It is from this baseline that we determine how much upper or lower camber there is and how wide the wing is at any point along the wingspan. And there is one more important factor, that is the camber. Camber is the maximum distance between the mean camber line and the chord line, which is measured perpendicular to the chord line. The camber of an airfoil is a characteristic curve of its upper or lower surface. The camber determines the airfoil's thickness, but more importantly, the camber determines the amount of lift that a wing produces as air flows around it. A high-speed, low-lift airfoil has very little camber, whereas a low-speed, high-lift airfoil has a pronounced camber. And the one more parameter is the thickness. The thickness is the maximum distance from the bottom edge to the top edge of the airfoil. The ultimate objective of an airfoil is to obtain the lift necessary to keep an airfoil in the air. So this is what is the significance of an airfoil. Thank you.